The cursed otaku, who travels through Hokage, becomes the protagonist Haruno Sakura. Obtain the check-in plus Empress system. Sign in carries the attributes of the underworld, and successfully sign in to obtain the underworld treasure chest. The Empress aims to become a lord in the ninja realm and is currently the queen of the behind-the-scenes lords of the states of wave, tea, field, bird, sea, bear, vegetable, and river. At present, the heroes under his command include Kanmu Kan, Bai, Chin Chue, King Lanling, Yukibo Shizuki, Hizaki Ichigo, Doyoya, Jun Malu, Inuyasha, Shizaki Kaisan, Idagawa Konan, Sea King, Moon Hare, Sarong, Kikyu Witch, and Mokashima Donka. At present, Queen Haruno Sakura is equipped with weapons such as the 9th level Decapitation Sword and the S.level Immortal Slayer Sword. Keywords of the novel. I, who traveled through the cherry blossoms in the spring, signed in to become the Empress without a pop-up window. I, who traveled through the cherry blossoms in the spring, signed in to become the Empress. Download the complete text. I, who traveled through the cherry blossoms in the spring, signed in to become the Empress. Latest chapter reading. Chapter 1. I, the reincarnation of the poor god, as a homegirl. You can't afford to provoke me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. I, the reincarnation of the poor god, as a homegirl. You can't afford to provoke me. Her nickname is Aru, and she is a homemaker of painkillers. She never mentions her real name in public. Because the name, painkillers, is really hard to mention. But in fact, this name also has a painful past and reasons. From the day Aro was born, she was destined not to be an ordinary child. It rained heavily for 30 days, and lightning and thunder roared for 7 days. At the moment of birth, a meteor streaked across the sky, illuminating the entire pitch-black night like daylight for nearly 3 minutes. Shocking the world. Fortunately, Aro was born into an ordinary family and did not receive much attention from the world. The natural disasters and anomalies outside also made people deliberately not think about this child. But Aro was born with a strange illness, crying loudly, and her crying could even shatter the window glass, which was terrifying. Fortunately, Ro's third uncle had learned some feng shui and found out that Aro was a reincarnation of a poor god. With the intention of trying it out, he took out the money. Little did he know that Aro was holding a 100 yuan bill tightly in her small hand, but she smiled and stopped crying. Amazing. It's strange. Uncle San advised that this kind of thing is too abnormal. Don't say it out loud to avoid unnecessary incidents. Aro's parents have heard this, and only a few people know this secret. Later, I don't know if Uncle San had peeked into the sky, but when Aro was 3 years old, the world evaporated. Since Aro was sensible, her parents have been telling her this story. Ji's surname, taking the name of a country as one's surname, was known as Ji State in ancient times. It is impossible to verify whether it is true or not, but why give a painkillers to Aro's name is too childish and makes the sensible Aro feel dissatisfied. Aro's parents explained that this unpleasant name was actually given by the mysterious third uncle. The reason was that the third uncle calculated Aro's complex background, which may not be just a matter of poverty. Therefore, in order for her to live well, he used this unpleasant name. Of course, painkillers also have a reason. Aru, this poor god, has a disease attribute. If she can't see or touch money for a day, she will experience severe pain all over her body. So money became Aro's painkillers. And her unpleasant name is also derived from it. After growing up stumbling and struggling, Aru has entered the era of intelligent digital information. Everyone can already make payments and buy things by scanning codes with their phones. But Aru couldn't do it. Not only did she grow up to be ridiculed for the painkillers given by that despicable third uncle, but as a reincarnated poor god, she had to trade with cash. In other words, when exchanging goods, she had to touch the money with her palm, otherwise she would be in excruciating pain all over her body. So cash, money is Ro's painkillers. Due to this special physique, from childhood to adulthood, Ro was seen by her parents as a freak. And due to special psychological factors such as inferiority complex, Ro has become a true homemaker with almost no friends. However, Ro is very beautiful and I don't know who she inherited it from. Her parents have average looks, so maybe she is really like what Uncle San said, a reincarnation of a poor god. And not only is she beautiful, her skin is also whiter than normal girls, and she is also very tender. Despite the envy of countless girls, Ro feels that she has a strange disease. Another thing that troubles Ro very much is that her figure is also too good, far surpassing girls of the same age. Every time in summer, when she sees those guys with lewd eyes, Ro is very disgusted. Yes, although Ro is a girl, she doesn't like boys. Instead, she thinks the girls in the anime games are very beautiful and cute. Of course, this is her own inner self, and she won't say it to the outside world. Even if she does, she doesn't have any friends to confide in. One day after school, Ro was walking alone on the road when she suddenly saw an old man with a familiar figure on the roadside, resembling third uncle. Although Ro has been mysteriously disappearing since she became sensible, this despicable guy has influenced Ro's life too much. Especially the name painkillers, it is simply abhorrent to Ro. However, when Ro walked over quickly, she was disappointed to find that it was not the case. "Girl, do you want to buy oranges? My oranges are very sweet and cheap." Ro hesitated a bit. The oranges looked really tempting, and strange music came from the nearby mall, which was a new song she had never heard before. "Okay, how much does it cost per kilogram?" 5 yuan, if it's not delicious, it's free." 5 yuan. That's too expensive. Ro didn't want to be a scapegoat. She said, "I remember there's only 2.3 yuan per kilogram in the supermarket." The vendor continued, "Oh girl, believe me, the varieties of oranges are different, and of course the prices are also different. Moreover, during this season, oranges are just coming down, so they are naturally more expensive. Rare things are more expensive. In another month, the price of oranges will come down." Ro smiled. She had intended to say, "Then I'll wait for a month before buying." However, I don't know if it's the special music in the neighboring mall that is bewitching people, or if this big and round orange does seem to have some tempting saliva. "Forget it, buy 1 pound. "What?" The vendor owner was taken aback. "Just buy 1 pound. "Girl, you're too stingy. If you say that, I won't buy any more." The vendor boss compromised. Okay, I'll weigh it now." "Girl, you need to find it delicious. Next time, you can bring more classmates over to buy it." Ro smiled and agreed, but in fact, she has always been a lone wolf and has no friends. Weighing 1 pound, Ro took out 5 yuan in cash and gave it to the boss. The boss smiled and put down the WeChat Alipay scanning card on his mobile phone. Ro carried a pound of oranges home and rented a house in a small alley for the convenience of going to school. To save money, the house is a bit off-center. There is no other way but to make a living. She is a young girl in her prime, and living in such a remote place is indeed a bit unsafe. However, Ro is not afraid. She has been different from ordinary children since childhood. She has some ultimate secrets that she doesn't even know. What person? Although the sun has not yet set, the alley is already very dim, and the street lights have been broken for 6 months without anyone repairing them. Ro was very alert and stopped at a fork in the road where there was no one ahead. Ha! It was discovered. Brothers, don't hide it anymore. I saw 5 or 6 thugs with tattoos coming out neatly, and they surrounded Ro back and forth. I'm afraid Ro might run away. A few thugs stared at Ro's voluptuous figure, which was far beyond that of a girl of the same age, with undisguised vulgar eyes. Such a voluptuous figure even possessed a plump waist, paired with fair and beautiful skin, it was simply the best in the world. "Ah Ro, I heard you don't have a boyfriend yet. Why don't you just give our brothers a discount? Coincidentally, we don't have a girlfriend either. Hee, the little girl is really handsome. Sleeping all night, I'm probably going to have a blast." A few thugs looked at the fat in front of them without concealing their shameless and vulgar behavior. However, Ah Ro remained calm and even sneered, "I advise you not to make me angry, otherwise the consequences will be very serious." Ah Ro is a god of poverty that has been passed down from generation to generation. Even she herself cannot do without money every day, and the people who provoke her do not open their eyes. It can be imagined how tragic the outcome will be. "Yo, brother, I'm so scared, come on, let brother come and check your body." A few thugs couldn't help but approach. Ah Ro sneered and then calmly took off her coat, wrapping it around her fist. Hee, this little girl still wants to resist. Ah! Before she could finish her shameless words, she was punched in the face by Ah Ro and screamed in agony. This punch weighed heavily, and on the spot, it knocked out the worm teeth in this thug's mouth. "Damn it! This little girl is a bit tough, let's all go together." Puff! Ah Ro kicked between the legs of the thug who was facing him, and on the spot, the thug's face turned blue, instantly losing its combat power and kneeling to the ground. Ah! There was another scream, and a thug flew backwards. Aru completely beat them all by herself, without any effort to blow them away. "Big sister. Female Xia, spare your life. It is we who are blind and have offended my aunt. Let's get out of here. It's too scary. This Ah Ro is not just a prickly rose, it's like a machine gun fortress, completely unbeatable. This group of thugs are crawling around, quickly they'll slip away." Aru didn't chase after her either, but instead had a mysterious smile on her cold face because she knew that the misfortune of these thugs had just begun. "What will happen if you offend the poor god?" After escaping, the first thug just took out his phone and found it was broken, instantly feeling extremely sad. "I just bought it interest-free for the 24th installment, I really lost a lot this time. The installment has not been fully paid yet, and the phone is broken." Adding insult to injury to already financially disadvantaged families. "Then I planned to buy a pack of cigarettes and was surprised to find that the money in my wallet had disappeared. The wallet was still there, but the money was missing. Grass. Damn it. The second thug actually invested and bought fund stocks online. When he looked back, he instantly hit the limit down, and all his savings were gone. He was so angry that he had a heart attack. The third thug is even more miserable. He is a second-generation wealthy man who usually idles and flirts with women from good families. He doesn't want to provoke the poor god Ah Ro this time. As soon as he returns home, he discovers that his family has gone bankrupt and the company owes a lot of debt. The most crucial thing is that his parents left him and fled abroad. At this moment, he is alone facing a room full of creditors who are fiercely attacking. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Crossing through and becoming a cherry blossom in the spring field. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. Crossing through and becoming a cherry blossom in the spring field. Of course, Ro would not sympathize with those thugs. Evil comes with retribution, they brought it upon themselves. However, what day is today? Isn't the probability of things like this happening in real life, surrounded by thugs and planning to do whatever they want, very low? How about buying a lottery ticket today to see? Forget it, Ah Ro thought of her poor physique again. Don't buy the lottery store and close it. When I got home, there was a receipt on the doorknob. It turned out that the water and electricity bill for this month had already come out, which was 250 yuan. It's really an auspicious number. This money is a huge sum for Ah Ro, a student girl. I knew she had just taken the opportunity to rob that group of thugs outside. Ah, it's a headache. I really hope to wake up and become rich. Aru went to wash her hands and face, and looked at the peerless beauty in the mirror. It must be said that she would love this beauty even if she looked at it. She stood up straight, and this plump upper circumference was quite eye-catching. Really, why are you so big? Aru Mingming has been a girl since childhood, but she has no interest in the opposite sex. It seems that there are really many problems with her body. Throw the dirty clothes from hitting someone into the washing machine, then Ro returned to the living room, turned on the computer, and found a movie to watch. That's right, Ro is not only not interested in idle dramas that girls like, but she actually likes movies that are all about fighting and killing. The most satisfying thing is to fight to the bone. She just defeated a few thugs alone and learned martial arts from watching movies. However, Kung Fu is divided into internal and external skills. In movies, only moves can be learned. If you have a weapon in your hand, having powerful moves is also good. Without weapons, internal skills are needed. Internal skill can be simply understood as strength. And Aru has always been different from ordinary people since childhood, so she has a lot of strength. Since childhood, only she has bullied others, and no one dares to bully her. After finding a comfortable position to sit in, Aru started peeling oranges. Although there wasn't much for 1 pound of oranges, it was still enough for one person to eat. When Aru ate the first one, she felt that the orange was strange and sweet. When the second little orange arrived, Ro opened her mouth wide, threw it up, and swallowed it in one gulp. Who knew, this orange was poisonous and even swelled up directly in Ro's throat. So, Ro was honorably choked to death by the orange. This damn person is unwilling to accept it. So many thugs couldn't help but be choked to death by a small orange, Ro. As her body began to chill, she immediately understood that this death was not simple and there was a conspiracy. Because at this moment, Ro's soul unexpectedly left the body, facing a huge black hole. Before Ro's soul could figure out what was going on, her entire soul was directly sucked in. With a burst of strange and dazzling lights, I felt dizzy. When Ro woke up, her first feeling was. Her body was so light. That's right. Although Ro had a particularly plump figure when she was alive, there was a cost to it. Whether walking or standing, she was very tired. At this moment, she suddenly became lighter. This feeling was like carrying 20 pounds of rice on her shoulders and suddenly throwing it off, feeling relaxed and comfortable all over. Aru quickly stood up. This body. Who am I? Where am I? After all, Aru was not an ordinary girl. She quickly calmed down her excitement and found a mirror, which turned out to be Haruno Sakura. Ro knows this character and is the female lead in Naruto. She was very cute when she was a child and many people liked her. She is undoubtedly a popular female lead, but in the middle, she was a bit of a green tea bitch. While liking Sasuke, she also hung Naruto in the later stages. It only improved slightly, but by this time her popularity was far inferior to Hinata. Her role as a bond between Naruto and Sasuke was very successful, but as the female protagonist herself, it was a failure. Of course, these are all secondary. How could she have turned into Chunai Sakura? Congratulations on obtaining the Empress check.in system, now bound to the host by 10%. 20%. 50%. 100%. A very intelligent voice suddenly appeared in her mind. The system page has now been opened, please check your personal information. Host. Chunai Sakura, formerly known as pain-relieving tablets, age. *****, unknown, gender. Female, power level. Female assassin, 100/1000, hobbies. Money, body attribute. Curse of the poor god, subordinate heroes. Temporarily unavailable, weapon. None. It's still quite detailed, but why is the age unknown? Is it true that, as the missing third uncle said, Ro was reincarnated? So, her true age is unknown. My interests, hobbies, and physical attributes are both correct, but at this power level, what ghosts are my heroes and weapons? Power level. Female assassin, female expert, queen, goddess to ultimate empress. Each level will have a fixed experience value, currently, 100/1000, which means that once you accumulate 1000 experience points, you can successfully upgrade. It feels a bit like a game. Subordinate hero, this feature is currently in the gray area and can only be activated when it reaches a certain experience value. Weapons are easy to understand, they are weapons that can be obtained. Aru, also known as Chunai Sakura, roughly studied and found that this time traveling was also quite good. She had already felt that the real life of a housewife was particularly boring, but now it has finally become a bit interesting. Uncle San, the poor god, has been passed down from generation to generation, including his own journey. Whether all of this is a distortion of human nature or a decline in morality, but Sakura Haruno believes even more that there is a huge conspiracy behind it. She has no other choice. Now she has only one path, following this system, step by step becoming stronger. Perhaps when she becomes the Empress, all secrets will be unlocked. At this point, the check.in Empress system seemed to have detected that Sakura Haruno had already completed her observation, and immediately prompted to release the check.in task. Novice check-in gift package task. Task difficulty, simple, please sign in at the highest point in the Valley of the End at the designated time. If you successfully sign in, you will receive a large amount of experience points, hero and weapon rewards. Note: the newbie gift pack offers generous check.in rewards, please take it seriously. The subsequent check.in rewards are not as generous. Unless you travel through a new world again, you can receive a new world gift pack check.in reward. I see, it's a bit like the welfare reward given when I first played the game. Haruno Sakura didn't delay either. She found some cash and put it on her body. Since the system detected that she still had the curse of poverty attribute, it indicates that even if Aru became Haruno Sakura, she still couldn't do without money. Sure enough, when she grabbed a lot of money and put it on her body, Haruno Sakura suddenly felt a lot of peace in her heart. Setting off, the first goal, the Valley of the End. This place is quite famous in my village, even though Chunai Sakura is not familiar with it, I believe you can easily find out by asking anyone. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. If you want to go on a date with me, please be a Hokage. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. If you want to go on a date with me, please be a Hokage. My village is like a small town, relatively prosperous compared to other villages. Haruno Sakura watched the check.in system prompt for a countdown of 6,000 seconds, which is relatively ample time. After all, 1 hour is only 3,600 seconds. If there were cars as a means of transportation in my village, it should be faster. I walked out the door and watched the people coming and going on the street. The feeling of time travel was quite peculiar, and I actually came into the world of anime. At this moment, a sneaky little boy appeared in front of Haruno Sakura. Naruto, stop me. Naruto didn't expect to be discovered. He blushed slightly and ran over, wearing the same clothes as in the original drama, with a beard on his face. At first glance, he looked very different from a normal person, no wonder the children in the village didn't play with him. Haruno Sakura plans to let Naruto take her to the Valley of the End. Naruto is a little mischievous child in the village, and he should know that he can't be idle. However, to Haruno Sakura's surprise, the system gave a new prompt at this time. Congratulations on triggering a new task. The task time is set to be within 7 days. Go to the Naruto Bridge in the country of waves and sign in. If you successfully sign in, you will receive rich rewards. Haruno Sakura was taken aback. Her final valley check .in had not yet been completed, and a new check .in location had arrived. But isn't this Naruto bridge from the first 10 episodes of Hokage? Can't it be? Naruto looked at his beloved Haruno Sakura and shyly said, "Sakura, don't misunderstand. I'm not here to follow you, I'm here to inform you. Teacher Kakashi said we will meet at the village entrance tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, and then follow Uncle Dazna to the Kingdom of Bo." I see, no wonder the Wave Kingdom check .in mission was triggered. Haruno Sakura nodded and said, "Okay, I understand. By the way, Naruto, come here and I'll tell you something." Naruto saw Haruno Sakura talking to him so kindly for the first time. His heart raced and he was full of fantasies, saying, "Sakura, do you want to date me?" Haruno Sakura smiled and said, "Stupid kid, what are you thinking? I just want you to take me to the Valley of the End to see the scenery. If you want to go on a date with me, at least you have to wait until you become the Hokage before we can talk." What? Naruto was stunned. Do I still have to be a Hokage to date you? Haruno Sakura smiled and said, "Otherwise, what do you think? My crush must be a superhero. You're still too young now, keep working hard." Haruno Sakura, after all, was a otaku before she started wearing more and more clothes. Because of her beautiful figure and popularity, she also had a good way of rejecting suitors. She won't beat her pursuers to death with a single blow, but instead set a small goal for them. This temporarily rejects them, and at the same time, she hopes that they will work hard now and have some success when they grow up. Even though it may not be her, Aro, who will accompany them many years later, at least because she has achieved success and fame, she will have more choices in choosing a partner in the future. Facing Naruto at this moment is also a reason. Let him temporarily stop being wishful thinking and work hard. When he becomes a Huaying, Meiji will have as much as she wants. Xiaoying, this condition is too difficult. Can we temporarily lower the standard? Xiaoying smiled and said, "I'm saying this for your own good. You're also in your teens, don't you even understand this truth?" At this time, Sakura still has long pink hair, which is particularly beautiful. "Naruto, will you take me to the Valley of the End? If you don't go, I'll go find Sasuke," urged Haruno Sakura as she looked at the time and realized that almost 300 seconds had passed. That's right, Haruno Sakura deliberately provoked him. At this time, of course, Haruno Sakura didn't want to go find Sasuke again, and Sasuke, the man who was cold and only wanted revenge, couldn't be moved by Haruno Sakura's current charm. Only Naruto, the licking dog, can obey Haruno Sakura's words. However, Naruto is also a bad guy. In the original drama, he even used a transformation technique to transform into Sasuke's appearance and went on a date with Haruno Sakura, wanting to kiss Sakura. He can also come up with this kind of vulgar method, so he still needs to be cautious. "Don't go find Sasuke, I'll take you there." Seeing Naruto make a decision, Haruno Sakura smiled and the two of them ran quickly towards the Valley of the End outside the village. However, passing by a place where she bought grilled skewers, Haruno Sakura paid and bought 2 skewers, giving Naruto 1 and herself 1. This can be considered as a reward for leading you the way. Naruto went crazy with joy. In the original drama, Sakura ignored him, but now Sakura has taken the initiative to buy him food. What a happy moment. Although it was a bit stingy and only had 1 string, Naruto accepted this heartfelt gesture. "Thank you, Sakura. Don't worry, I will work hard to cultivate and eventually become the Hokage of Kiba village." At this time, Naruto was still disliked and distrusted by people, but Haruno Sakura smiled while eating skewers and said, "I believe you, come on." Oh my goodness. Naruto's heart instantly melted. Naruto used to love Sakura very much. Now that she is so gentle and willing to believe in him, Sakura has become the most sacred goddess in his heart. For such a moment, Naruto wants to protect Sakura for a lifetime, and no one can bully her. However, there is a reason why Haruno Sakura bought grilled skewers for Naruto, because her soul is Aru and has been passed down from the poor god. Not only can others not offend her casually, but they will also be cursed by the poor god. Similarly, she cannot accept help from others for no reason, otherwise she will also suffer a certain degree of poverty. Therefore, Haruno Sakura gave Naruto a skewer and he accepted it. So, he helped Haruno Sakura go to the Valley of the End. Even if it was an equivalent exchange, he would no longer be taken care of by the god of poverty. Naruto certainly didn't know that Haruno Sakura would still have such terrifying physical attributes. In the original play, Naruto was very poor at this time, and he often used coupons to eat a bowl of ramen noodles. Of course, Haruno Sakura is also an ordinary family, but Haruno Sakura's money is still relatively frugal, and she has accumulated some lucky money from childhood to adulthood, which is now carried with her. If anyone dares to rob Haruno Sakura's money without opening their eyes, their fate will be extremely tragic, and they may end up in poverty for a lifetime. Although Sakura Haruno was not strong at this time in the original drama, she was still stronger than ordinary people. Aju's soul felt good using this body and followed Naruto, placing her hands behind her and running quickly. Jumping inside the forest, there is a particularly large forest outside my village. If you don't know the way, blindly searching may still be difficult to find. Time passed by rapidly, but fortunately, Naruto found a shortcut when suddenly a dazzling white light appeared ahead. Naruto and Haruno Sakura finally rushed out of this forest. The view in front of me immediately widened, with blue sky and white clouds, and the sound of the huge waterfall being washed away by the water. Of course, the most prominent one was the huge sculptures on both sides of the waterfall. These two huge sculptures are the first generation of Hokage Chishizuma and Uchiha, both of whom are legendary figures not only in Kiba village, but also throughout the entire ninja world. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Subordinate Hero Gene Muyan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. Subordinate hero Gene Muyan. As a time traveler, Sakura Haruno was quite shocked to see this scene. With 1,000 seconds left, she no longer sighed, but immediately jumped onto the huge statue of Uchiha and quickly climbed it. When reaching the top of the statue, Naruto below shouted loudly, "Sakura, be careful. It's too far." Chunai Sakura hasn't replied. After climbing up, Haruno Sakura was somewhat disappointed. It seems that although Uchiha's hair looks higher than that of Chikuma, it is not actually the highest point in the Valley of the End. There are still 500 seconds left. Haruno Sakura didn't dare to delay too much. Time passed too quickly, and she didn't expect that just as a simple task of checking in, it would become so difficult due to time constraints. It seems that life is full of tests everywhere. However, Haruno Sakura was not frightened. She sprinted with all her might, but unexpectedly, at this moment, she could feel the chakra inside her body start to move rapidly with her emotions. She seems to have become stronger. Haruno Sakura's sprint speed is even faster. Although she is just a recent graduate, she is now able to unleash Nakano's sprint speed. Finally, with only 200 seconds left, I successfully reached the top of my head between the 1,000-handed pillars, and at this point, I made the right choice. As the first Hokage in Kiba village, the statue between the 1,000-handed pillars is naturally taller than that of Uchiha. However, because the two statues are too large, they are not very noticeable from a distance. At this point, the system directly pops up a message saying, "Congratulations on completing the first check that IN task at the highest point of the End Valley for beginners. Reward power level increased by 100 points. Reward subordinate heroes. 3-star Gene Muyan." Is this what subordinate heroes mean? The first time I completed a beginner check that IN task, I actually gave away a hero directly. It's a bit like a game of King of Glory, where I gave away a hero at the beginning. But after careful examination by Haruno Sakura, she found that this hero mechanism seemed to be different from the game King of Glory. The heroes of King of Glory need to pile up 150 inscriptions, and then eat soldier lines to fight against monsters and snatch heads in the game to obtain gold coins and purchase equipment. The attribute heroes Chunai Sakura has obtained at the moment are somewhat similar to the Genshin Impact game. The heroes under her are exquisite and have a good style of painting. However, if there is no level, they can't hurt at all, and they are very scrappy. At present, the attribute hero that Haruno Sakura has obtained is like this. The strength level is 0 equipment weapon. 0 seed of destiny. 0 Fortunately, there are no options for holy relics or talents, otherwise it would be too troublesome to upgrade your subordinate heroes. However, Haruno Sakura was very curious about what her purpose was when she traveled through the fire shadows. What is the relationship between him and the mysterious missing third uncle, as well as his complex background? In this different world, as the protagonist Haruno Sakura, all she needs to do is sign in all the way and work hard to improve her skills to become the Empress. The system did not provide specific prompts, and even because the level of the subordinate hero Jean Muyan is too low, it is currently unable to summon him. Of course, there is no material to upgrade heroes at all. In the game, you can also use resin brush dungeons to obtain it, but it seems that this alternate world can only be obtained through check.in. Haruno Sakura's soul, Aru, was originally a otaku. As a otaku, I am certainly very familiar with games and anime. She knows the natural fire shadow, the king and the Genshin Impact, etc. Even if you don't usually know everything in an encyclopedia, you have some knowledge. Jean Muyan, a subordinate hero who has been given a 3-star rating in the system, is also very clear to Sakura Haruno. He is the male protagonist in Tokyo Ghouls, and if it weren't for being banned for eating too much blood, his popularity would have been even higher. However, his strength is indeed similar as a 3-star hero. After all, this is the plane of Hokage, and the force value system here is still very high. At this time, Haruno Sakura carefully studied the force value system provided by her own system. From female assassins, female experts, queens, empresses, goddesses to the ultimate empress. Chunai Sakura is currently rated as a female assassin, so naturally it needs to meet this characteristic. So that's why Chunai Sakura suddenly became enlightened and thought of something. Just as she was running towards the statue between the 1,000-handed pillars, she suddenly felt an increase in chakras inside her body, and her sprint speed also increased. That is to say, this is the power system as a female killer. This power is not from Sakura Haruno, but from the system. Host. Chunai Sakura, formerly known as pain-relieving tablets, age. *****, unknown, gender. Female, power level. Female assassin, 200/1000, hobbies. Money, body attribute. Curse of the poor god, subordinate hero. Jean Muyan, 3-star, weapon. None. After checking my personal information, there have indeed been some changes. Not only has Jean Muyan appeared in my subordinate hero area, but my power level has also been increased from 100 out of 1000 to 200/2000. Haruno Sakura's soul, Aru, has always enjoyed fighting and killing, and now she can gain strength enhancement. She naturally decided to warm up her body and feel it well, punching, kicking, dodging, sprinting. Don't say, although there is only a 100-point increase in strength, it is already very obvious. It has become stronger. Haruno Sakura enjoyed the process very much, while Naruto below was in a hurry and also climbed up. Xiaoying, why are you running so fast? If you're looking at the scenery, wouldn't it be better to have me with you? Naruto approached Haruno Sakura with a thick face and skin. And Haruno Sakura smiled and said, "Alright, we've finished watching the scenery. Let's go home." Ah. Sakura. Haruno Sakura smiled and said, "So, Naruto, let's meet tomorrow." Because encountering Naruto triggers the check.in task in the Kingdom of Wave, although the task has a duration of 7 days, judging from today's novice check.in task, it is probably not too simple. The best way is for Sakura Haruno to rush over alone overnight, but it's not safe. This world is very chaotic, and her strength is not enough to protect herself. Although she has a poor constitution, she choked to death directly by an orange in the real world. Therefore, in this life, it is still advisable to be cautious and cautious. In the original drama, Dasna would commission a C-level mission to the Kingdom of Bo. Although it would later increase the difficulty level to A-level due to not chopping again, as long as there are no major issues with the development of the original drama, it should not be difficult to follow the trend and sign in at Naruto Bridge. Because if she goes with the flow, Haruno Sakura can gain the ability to predict the future. If she recklessly breaks the original plot now, the future will be uncertain and impossible to predict. So when the strength is not enough in the early stage, it is still necessary to hide under the tower and develop lewdly. Naruto looked at the back of Haruno Sakura as she quickly left, feeling very helpless. Even Sakura sauce can run so fast, it seems that I still need to double my efforts. In the original drama, Sakura Haruno's physical skills were not as powerful at first, but here, because Sakura Haruno comes with the power system of a female assassin in the system, and she has just completed a check.in mission and gained 100 points of power increase. It's not an exaggeration to say that Naruto can no longer beat Haruno Sakura with bare hands. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. Doubts from Kakashi. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. Doubts from Kakashi. Haruno Sakura returned home, and in this world, Haruno Akira are Sakura's family. Haruno Sakura's soul, Aru, used to be single, but currently living with her family still feels a bit uncomfortable. Far is dear, near is plague. At the beginning of the original drama, Sakura Haruno was not sensible and despised her family for being too ordinary. Although it was indeed wrong, she could still understand. In Class 7, Kakashi is from the Chimu clan, Sasuke is from the Uchiha bloodline, and Naruto is completely on the wall. Only Sakura, there was nothing at first. However, later on, Sakura also relied on her own efforts and opportunities to become a strong person and gained a new understanding of ordinary families. There was nothing to say overnight. The next day, Chuno Yachoi prepared the food and Chuno Sakura enjoyed it. Before leaving, Chuno Zhao and Chuno Yachoi warned, although this is a C-level mission, you are still performing it for the first time, so be careful. Well, I got it. Chunai Sakura nodded. She traveled through a different world, ostensibly striving to sign in and become stronger, but in reality, she wanted to know the secret behind her background. There is no way, if she doesn't work hard to climb to the strongest level, she doesn't even have the qualification to connect and touch the secret. Arriving at the entrance of Kiba village, I didn't expect that the 7th class, Naruto Sasuke, and Kakashi had already arrived, while Sakura Haruno was the last one to arrive. Didn't it say 8 o'clock in the morning? Kakashi looked at Haruno Sakura and seemed to vaguely feel that she was a bit different. He explained, as a ninja, you naturally completed the task a bit earlier for the first time. Naruto awkwardly said, I forgot about this. Kakashi smiled and said, it's okay, let's go. Sasuke remained silent and looked very cool. Dasna, the bridge builder of the Wave Kingdom who hired Naruto and his team. In order to save money, while also underestimating the methods and determination of the evil merchants in Cardo, this should have been a simple task that has become difficult. A group of ninjas, I'm really worried about the safety issues along the way. At first, Dasna had a bad temper and had some dissatisfaction with Kiba village's arrangement of these children to protect him. Why do you look down on C-level tasks? Naruto was cheerful and lively, and he laughed and promised, Uncle, don't worry, we will definitely protect you. I am the man who dreams of being a Hokage. Sasuke still hasn't responded, and he may also feel that as a genius ninja, he shouldn't accept such low-level tasks. But it's much better than catching cats and dogs at the beginning. The group started off and took a short rest on the road. Although Dasna was dissatisfied because he wanted to hurry back to the Kingdom of Wave, Kakashi explained that rest can maintain physical strength, so that he wouldn't be too passive in case of danger. Besides, they also have to eat, so they can't keep going without eating. Dasner can only agree. Haruno Sakura went to wash her face as a girl, and Naruto watched as teacher Kakashi followed over, feeling a little curious. And Sasuke, who had been silent all along, suddenly called out to Naruto. Don't meddle in your own business and protect your employer. You. Naruto felt a bit angry. How do you know I have to meddle in my own business? Sasuke said, along the way, both Kakashi and I have noticed that Sakura is different from before, and only you, an elm-headed person, don't know. What do you mean? Naruto was surprised. In that case, I need to go and see what's really going on. Sasuke directly grabbed Mingren and said, although you are a crane tail, if an enemy ninja comes to assassinate at this time, I don't expect you to be able to confront the enemy. But you can use your body as a flesh shield to protect your employer. Don't forget, we are currently on a mission. Naruto hesitated. Although he doesn't want to admit it, what Sasuke said makes sense. Moreover, Kakashi, as a ninja in Kiba village, knows the importance, Sasuke continued. Is this the common sense of genius? Naruto felt a bit discouraged. He sat down and impatiently pulled a piece of dogtail grass, biting it into his mouth. He remembered the process of taking Haruno Sakura to the Valley of the End yesterday, as if Sakura had indeed become much gentler now. Sasuke saw Naruto calm down, so he didn't say much and remained vigilant around. Naruto began to look for words and said, Sasuke, why has Sakura's personality changed from before? Sasuke said, how do I know? Anyway, it's not wrong for Kakashi to investigate. Take your time. On the side of Haruno Sakura, she can feel tracked by the power of a female assassin. Looking back, Kakashi did not hide either. Xiaoying. Teacher Kakashi, what are you doing with me? Sakura Haruno pretended to be curious. Kakashi awkwardly smiled. As the teacher of your 7th class, I shouldn't have doubted my students, but Xiaoying, since we met today, I have felt that you are different from before. Haruno Sakura smiled and said, so it's because of this. Do you suspect, teacher, that I was faked by the enemy's transformation technique? Kakashi said, teacher, as an upper ninja, if you are a fake, I can tell. It's because it's not fake, but its personality has changed greatly, which makes people very curious. After a moment of thought, Haruno Sakura said, teacher, what's so curious about this? Women have changed 18 times, maybe I'm not a little girl anymore. Kakashi was stunned. Haruno Sakura continued, teacher, you don't have to worry about me. Maybe my personality has changed slightly with age, but my mental health is still very healthy and mature, and I won't develop into something bad. Kakashi looked into Haruno Sakura's eyes and confirmed once again that she was the real Haruno Sakura before her, only to sigh. Men and women are not compatible, and he cannot directly go to check the body of Haruno Sakura. Kakashi continued, your personality has changed. If it's because of the 18th change in female college, then along the way, I have noticed that your physique has also undergone significant changes. You walk steadily and forcefully, and your eyes are sometimes sharp. Although I haven't tested it yet, your strength must have improved a lot. Haruno Sakura smiled and said, isn't this very normal? Everyone can grow, maybe it's because I've grown too fast in the past 1.2 days, which has caused a lot of difference. After we spend some time together, the teacher will gradually adapt to the new Haruno Sakura. This new has two meanings, one stating to Kakashi that it means different things after growing up. And Haruno Sakura's own meaning is that she directly changed someone else. Chunai Sakura traveled through time, which was a magical process in itself, so she was not worried about her identity being exposed at all, because she firmly believed that no one could discover that she had traveled through time. If she can't even do this basic thing, then her check.in system is also too poor. Not in line with common sense. Sure enough, Kakashi saw Haruno Sakura fearless in the face of danger, with a firm gaze. Although there were still some Haruno Sakura who couldn't accept such a big change in her heart, there was nothing she could do. Okay then. Suddenly, the sound of fighting came from Naruto Sasuke's side. Not good. Kakashi immediately rushed over. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Watching me beat the water dog in pain. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. Watching me beat the water dog in pain. Kakashi did not expect the villain to be so rampant. It was just a few tens of meters away, and he was taking advantage of this gap to attack his employer Dasna. Dasna's face turned pale with fear. Although he was prepared for this trip, he did not want to be attacked suddenly and in danger. I saw a pair of ghost brothers, in a group of 2, masked, who were the ninjas who defected from the fog-hidden village of the Water Kingdom. They were known for their ninjas and were skilled in using iron chains. When they worked together, their strength was still decent. If they entangled their prey with iron chains, they could tear it apart with just one strong pull, which was very cruel. They are henchmen who will never be beheaded again. Naruto was no match and was quickly knocked down. Sasuke struggled to support himself, and at this moment, Kakashi quickly rushed over. 3 strikes and 5 divisions make it easy to defeat these ghost brothers. There is still a considerable gap in strength between the 2 sides. Haruno Sakura walked slowly over. She wasn't afraid of fighting, she just felt that in the current scene, she didn't need to take action. Just to her surprise, her check.in system suddenly gave a prompt. Kick these 2 villains a few times, and you can randomly drop materials and coins for upgrading your subordinate heroes. I'll go. Is there such a good thing? Haruno Sakura was wondering how her subordinate heroes were using upgrading, and now it's so easy to obtain materials. It's a rare opportunity. Watch me beat the water dog in pain. The ghost brothers had already been defeated by Kakashi, but Sakura Haruno called out, I'll go repair the knife. In fact, it's just picking up human heads. Just like playing King of Glory, although Kakashi has already beaten the enemy to 10% health, who is the last to harvest the human head at this time will receive the head and gold coin rewards. For the villain, Haruno Sakurai showed no mercy and rushed over to kick her face, causing the ghost brothers to have swollen noses and face, and screaming in agony. Naruto, like in the original drama, suffered a back injury to his hand, but he was deeply moved to see Haruno Sakura vent his anger and seek revenge for him at this moment. Sakura. Sasuke and Kakashi are not as foolish as Naruto. They didn't realize that Haruno Sakura suddenly snatched the head to vent her anger on Naruto, and that move kicked in the face, which hurt them both. Too ruthless, only Haruno Sakura became more and more excited as she kicked, because every time she kicked, the system would prompt. Congratulations on getting 10 coins, a broken dagger. Congratulations on obtaining 5 coins, E.level weapon iron chain, exclusive weapon for ghost brothers. Congratulations on obtaining 15 coins and a broken face mask. Congratulations on obtaining 20 coins and 1 bloody worm tooth. That's right, these 2 ninja villains are just small dungeons of low-level materials at this moment, and they're just picking them up for nothing. Every kick has a surprise, and of course, Sakura Haruno is enjoying playing. Until Kakashi on the opposite side took care of Naruto's injury. In the original drama, when Kakashi bandaged Naruto's hand-back wound, he found that Naruto's physique was extraordinary. As a member of the Vortex clan, Naruto's body healed at an astonishing speed that was visible to the naked eye. Alright, Sakura, if you keep fighting, the 2 of them will die. Kakashi came over to stop. Haruno Sakura was still immersed in the joy of brushing materials, and she said nonchalantly, anyway, they are villains who came to assassinate their employers. Just kill them. The cruelty of Haruno Sakura left Sasuke on the side speechless. This Haruno Sakura has undergone too much change. But just now Kakashi asked Chunai Sakura for a question. It should be true Chunai Sakura, but why has the change been so huge? Sasuke couldn't figure it out. Only Naruto, this fool, is still moving himself. Xiaoying, you're so kind. You're willing to take revenge on me and kill me. Kakashi's head was a bit big, and he explained, Sakura, these two people look like little ones. Leave a living mouth for the ninjas in Kiba village to take back and interrogate. They should be able to obtain more intelligence. In short, living is more useful than dying. Upon seeing this scene, Haruno Sakura also knew that it was enough, so she stopped and said, okay, I'll listen to teacher Kakashi. Haruno Sakura no longer brushes the fallen materials of the villain, but instead pretends to come to her employer Dazna's side and cares about Dazna's situation. After all, this uncle has to live. If he dies, this mission will fail. So, the check.in task for Haruno Sakura's Naruto Bridge in the Country of Waves may not be as smooth. Although Dazna felt that this beautiful little girl was quite ruthless when harvesting human heads. But thinking of the ghost brothers rushing up to kill him just now, the clay figurine still has 3 points of temper. Who would have no temper when someone else wants to kill him? So Dazna not only didn't blame Haruno Sakura, but also felt that Haruno Sakura's pain was very soothing. Thank you, I'm fine, I just got a little scared and it's okay. Sasuke was not in a very beautiful mood on the side. Just now, it was clear that I was defending the last line and fighting bravely against the enemy. This Haruno Sakura was in no danger, just running over to grab someone's head. In the end, I had to thank her. If uncle's okay, then that's good, said Haruno Sakura gently. Then she calmly walked aside, opened the system, and began counting the materials she had just created. Things like broken daggers, broken gloves, and broken masks can all be taken out and used, but Sakura Haruno finds gloves and masks dirty and lazy to use. The dagger is also of little use, because as a ninja, Sakura Haruno still has some ninja tools, such as Kyumo and the sword in her hand, which are almost essential weapons for every ninja. So only the iron chain with level E is good. It can be seen that this weapon is the specialty of the Ghost Brothers. If it is powerful enough, it can directly tear the entire human body apart. Gold coins. Accumulated to 120. No more, no less. It can be used to upgrade weapons like Genshin Impact. This is different from the king. The king buys gold coins, while the Genshin Impact upgrades. Although E.level weapons are a bit low in level, upgrading them may not be very useful. But in the early stages of the game, there are still some difficulties in wanting to have an A.level or S.level weapon, unless you spend money. At present, Sakura Haruno has not found any entrance for her check.in system to earn money. So, with the idea of giving it a try first, it was decided to upgrade the E.level weapon iron chain that was created first. As is well known, the lower the weapon level, the smaller the damage, and naturally requires less materials and coins. Small objects such as small daggers and broken masks have no level at all and cannot be upgraded. They can only be used as materials for upgrading. Haruno Sakura suddenly felt a little excited. As a homestead girl who travels through time, she is naturally quite proficient in playing games. After preparing the materials and coins, click to confirm the upgrade. A white light flashed by, and the system immediately prompted. Congratulations on upgrading the E.level iron chain to level 2. Haruno Sakura quickly checked the attributes of this free weapon. Iron chain's conventional weapons basic attack power. 102 points, slightly weak, element mastery. None attribute. When hitting an enemy, if they have no physical resistance, they can trigger 75% of their pain and sustain 15% of their health loss when the enemy has residual health. Being entangled by an iron chain will be a nightmare for the enemy. Using over 500 points of strength can directly tear the enemy's body apart. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. No more slaying appears. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. No more slaying appears next. Just like the Genshin Impact game, you can put the upgraded weapon into your own attribute weapon column. After successful equipment, there will be more information about the weapon in your personal information. Host. Chunai Sakura, formerly known as Pain Relieving Tablets, age. ****, unknown, gender. Female, power level. Female assassin, 200/1000, hobbies. Money, body attribute. Curse of the Poor God, subordinate hero. Jean Muyan, 3-star, weapon. E.class weapon iron chain, level 2. At the same time, this weapon will also appear in Haruno Sakura's hand. Ugly, this weapon is completely unsuitable for beautiful girls like Haruno Sakura. Moreover, Chunai Sakura also found that different weapons cannot be adapted to different character attributes in the Genshin Impact game. For example, for mages, they need to use magic books or magic balls. For archers, they need to use bows and arrows. In the words of a warrior, it is a two-handed sword or a one-handed sword. A long spear requires the use of a long spear weapon. And Haruno Sakura doesn't need it here. Even equipping a warrior with a magic book is fine. The warrior directly carries the magic book to smash people, although the scene is a bit uncomfortable to look at directly, it's quite fun. Because the basic attack power of this weapon is 102 points, relatively weak, element mastery. None so when Haruno Sakura was equipped, her personal damage increased from 200 to 301 as a female assassin. Because this is a weapon damage bonus, it is not displayed on the personal page. Power level. Female assassin, 200/1000, this is the power level obtained by the system after binding the host Haruno Sakura to complete the check.in task, not all damage. In other words, this force is equivalent to internal force. The total damage of Haruno Sakura is the combination of internal power and external weapon damage. Although the two add up, Sakura Haruno can deal 301 damage. First of all, this weapon is really not suitable for Sakura Haruno. Secondly, this weapon is originally owned by the Ghost Brothers. If a battle is needed, Sakura Haruno will inevitably raise suspicion from others. Even if Haruno Sakura wants to rely on the system to make up for others' doubts about her, she cannot go too far. Did you not see the gaze of Kakashi and Sasuke at her, and have you already approached someone else completely? If Haruno Sakura were to use the weapons of the Ghost Brothers directly at this time, there would be even more lies to explain. Use and equip as you please. Sakura Haruno first unloaded and equipped the level 2 iron chain directly onto her subordinate hero Kinmu Kenji. Subordinate hero. Jean Muyan. The strength level is 0 equipment weapon. E.level iron chain, level 2, seed of destiny. 0 Haruno Sakura clapped her palms and was quite satisfied. As the female protagonist, she naturally needs to use better weapons. If her appearance is not good enough, let's give it to her subordinate heroes. Naruto's hand-back injury was almost healed, and he was indeed a perverted body. Regardless of whether Sakura's personality had changed or not, he came over to Haruno Sakura's side and said, "Sakura, thank you for helping me vent my anger just now." Chunai Sakura did not react. Help you vent your anger? Sakura thought for a moment, oh. It turned out that Naruto misunderstood when she went to brush the small dungeon of the Ghost Brothers. Haruno Sakura explained slightly, actually, I'm not just venting my anger for you. Seeing Naruto's puzzled gaze, Sakura Haruno continued to explain, I'm also on our mission. Do you know when we go to war? After the war ends, a team of people and horses will be sent to clean up the battlefield. The most crucial step is to repair the sword and stab some seemingly undead enemies twice. If it weren't for this step, in case the enemy suddenly counterattacks and comes over with explosives to die together, the harm would be great. After listening to Haruno Sakura's explanation, Naruto's eyes changed. It turned out that Haruno Sakura was worried that the Ghost Brothers would fight back. If she injured Dazna's employer again, it would be too much fun. In many stories, it is because there are too many villainous words that the protagonist is given the opportunity to fight back, resulting in a tragic death. In King of Kings game, many players even chase after the enemy's crystal all the way to chase after a residual health. The temptation of a trace of residual blood is too great. Of course, just now teacher Kakashi said that being alive is more useful than dying, so I beat the Ghost Brothers completely without resistance, so I stopped. Naruto nodded and said, I see. It seems that you, Sakura, are not only beautiful, but also very intelligent. Xiaoying smiled and said, alright, get ready, we're going. If there were no particularly significant emergencies, Haruno Sakura could have predicted the future in a small way, because she knew that if she hit the little one, the old one would come out. The group set off for the country of waves and had completely left Kiba village. Bojigua is a small island country with only one bridge connected to the outside world. The number of ninjas in the country is almost zero, the economy is poor, and the people live in poverty. A country without ninjas, occupied by a man named Kato, Mr. Dazna came to Kiba to build a bridge to make the country prosperous and strong, which was Naruto's first mission to. So, currently, the Naruto bridge that Chunai Sakura needs to sign in for has not been built yet. As an elite ninja, Kakashi is naturally very skilled in obtaining intelligence and preventing and controlling various dangers. Moreover, he was accompanied by 3 newly graduated ninjas during this operation, so he naturally had to protect their safety and complete the task, so the responsibility was great. After just interrogating the Ghost Brothers, although these two have revealed very little. But Kakashi has already speculated that they are the rebels of Wuin village, and it is highly likely that they will not be killed again. So, Kakashi had already prepared his mental state in advance, and during a dinner one night, he told Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura to be careful as they might encounter even more formidable assassins. Of course, it's not necessarily the case. If this mission is really only at level C, then he won't take action if he doesn't kill this level of ninja. At most, he will send a few more subordinates over. However, it depends on whether this Dazner employer is hiding anything and how much his brain is worth. On this day, their group was about to cross the forest, ahead of which was a wide river. Haruno Sakura counted the time, and there was not much time left until she signed in at the Naruto bridge in the land of waves. But in this place, Chunai Sakura was a bit familiar with it. Suddenly, she thought of it and hesitated a bit. It was not surprising that this place with water was one of the second batch of 7 ninja sabers, in the water country Fog Hidden Village, and the second user of the broken blade head-slaying dagger. Nicknamed Ghost Man, full of ambition and iron blood, but not an heartless and righteous person. Proficient in water escape ninjutsu and assassination techniques, his superb silent killing techniques are also well known in the ninja world. Due to dissatisfaction with the tyranny of the village, he assassinated Shidemu Shueiying. After failing, he fled the village and became a traitor. Along the way, he took in Bai. Zaibu Zhan was Naruto's first formidable enemy encountered in the main storyline, and his appearance with Bai also had a significant impact on Naruto's future personality growth. For such an environment, not chopping it again would naturally be effortless. Do you want a reminder? Just as Haruno Sakura hesitated, Kakashi suddenly began to say seriously, be careful. At the same time, Kakashi's body began to exude a murderous aura, and the enemy that came this time was enough to make Kakashi handle it with caution. The place where my vision was just wide was immediately shrouded in thick fog. Yes, if I don't chop it again, it's already here. End of this chapter. Chapter 8 Killers Alert. Sakura Haruno. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8 Killers Alert. Sakura Haruno. Like Kakashi, John is also an experienced upper ninja in combat. When he appears, the terrifying atmosphere is well rendered, making enemies feel their souls tremble when they are immersed in it. Chimu Kakashi. Even if he didn't chop, he clearly recognized Kakashi. He arrogantly said, "No wonder my subordinates were subdued. I didn't expect the elite of Kiba village, Shanren, to take on such a low-level task." Kakashi searched through the fog with one eye for the figure that could not be cut off. Although he could distinguish it from the direction transmitted by sound through his rich experience, he was also very clever even if he did not cut off. He constantly changed his direction in the fog, and his movements were elusive. Known as the assassin in the mist hidden, it is well deserved not to be cut off. My main purpose this time is to bring a few disciples out for training. Would it be convenient for me to let us go? Kakashi is not begging for mercy, but if he can solve the problem with words, there is no need to fight anymore, which is the best policy. If I don't cut him off again, he said, I don't want to have bad relations with my village either. I can spare you and your 3 disciples, but Dasna must die. Without further punishment, he continued, I have already received money from my employer to handle matters. As a ninja, I cannot break my rules on the road. Kakashi sneered. For the sake of money, is there no distinction between good and evil anymore? Without further anger, he said, don't mention good or evil to me. Is your village of my all open and upright? Do you know my lofty aspirations? Kakashi clearly had an advantage and said, I'm not sure, but I know that at this moment, one of the 7 ninjas in the Tangtang Fog Hidden Village is willing to kill someone who is determined to build a bridge for their country, regardless of good or evil, for the sake of money. Without further silence, suddenly a huge decapitation sword swung from the mist towards Kakashi. Choke. Tangtang Kiba Murakami was unexpectedly split in 2. Not good. It's a stunt double. My identity has been exposed. I saw that Kakashi, who had been cut open by the big sword, turned into a piece of wood. Kakashi's main body had already gone behind him with Kowu and no longer had to be cut. With a popping sound. Ha! This feeling is not right. As expected, if you don't chop it, it will also be a clone, a water clone. Ha, Kakashi, I admit I can't say enough about you. Your village of Kiba is also strong in cultivating good eloquence in Shanren. Kakashi sarcastically said, what eloquence is there to use when you have done something wrong and become the minions of evil people? There are many ways to make money in the world, but you choose the one that goes against your conscience the most. Shut up. Kakashi. What do you know? Don't he want to take on a serious and good task if he doesn't cut off the rebellious tolerance of Wuin village anymore? People like him can only be found by evil merchants like Cardo. However, just as the two were chatting, Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto had quietly led Dazina towards the thick fog. If you continue to be in thick fog, it will inevitably be particularly troublesome. But the water clone that didn't cut off came. Sasuke can already feel it keenly. We have encountered an enemy that is incredibly strong for us, so don't die. Sasuke is also extremely cautious. Suddenly, he rushed forward and said, Naruto, Sakura, take care of Dasna. Dasna is certainly the most nervous among the few, because he doesn't know how many enemies there are, and similarly, he knows that the enemies are here to kill him. Choke. Even if Sasuke is a genius ninja, because he is too young, even if it is a water clone that is not slain, he is not an opponent because the opponent has several clones and is knocked down in a few moves. Naruto's head heated up and he turned to Haruno Sakura, saying, Sakura, take uncle and hide here. Don't come out. Although Naruto is reckless, he will not sit idly by. When his companions encounter danger, he will definitely take action. Naruto and Sasuke face each other back to back. Sasuke is very angry. Who asked you to come over? I didn't tell you to protect your employer. Naruto said, if I don't come over to help you, you will be killed. I'm not that easy to die. I won't die until I get revenge. During the conversation between the two, there was also a battle coming from behind Haruno Sakura. Little girl, hee, go die with your employer. If one of the clones doesn't chop, they will raise their decapitation sword and split Haruno Sakura and Dasna in half. At this time, Haruno Sakura is calm and unhurried. The power of the female assassin from the system and the chakra of Sakura Hara merged into one, instantly increasing her agility and strength to a relatively strong level. I grabbed a sword in my hand and threw it out directly. Naive, do you think a few darts can stop me? I saw a voice suddenly coming from behind me who didn't chop anymore, then wiped my neck with a knife and sneered, "Are you innocent? Do you really think I'm a female ninja and easy to bully?" Surprisingly, it's also a clone technique. It turns out that Haruno Sakura had already used her clone technique, and just threw out a bunch of swords in her hand to confirm where she would not cut again. My village has such shrewd perseverance. For the sake of our mist-hidden village, your life cannot be saved. At this moment, the person who appeared behind Haruno Sakura, the murderous aura emanating from her, made Haruno Sakura cool behind her. Damn it! This is the true body that will not be cut off again. To deal with the water clone that is not cut off, Haruno Sakura is still reluctant, but to deal with the real body that is not cut off, Haruno Sakura cannot be an opponent. It would be great if Haruno Sakura could summon her subordinate heroes at this time, so that Kanmu and this one wouldn't fight each other again. She could take Dasna and leave first. Fortunately, the real body of Kakashi also rushed over, using only the metal shield on the back of his hand to block the beheading sword that would not be cut again. As a superior ninja, killing a little girl in pain is too cruel. If he didn't see the attack fail again, he stepped back and angrily said, "Don't say anything grandiose, Kakashi. I admit you're very strong, but you've already made me angry. I need to take it seriously next." Without killing him seriously, he actually withdrew from the fog. It turned out that there were many enemies just now, but in reality, only one person was not killed. "Sakura, Dasna, are you okay?" Without the fog, Naruto quickly ran over in frustration. Haruno Sakura said, "I'm fine, and you guys?" Sasuke and Naruto were both slightly injured in the battle just now, with smiles on their faces. However, Sasuke found that Sakura Haruno was protecting Dasna alone, but was unharmed, with only a slight stain on her clothes. And in such a dangerous situation just now, this Chunai cherry blossom can still remain calm in the face of danger. It is indeed very strong and impressive. Naruto boasted, "I'm fine, it's just that Sasuke kid is a bit lackluster." Haruno Sakura also smiled, and being able to enter the second stage of the battle also allowed her to breathe a sigh of relief. Sasuke disdained Naruto's boasting behavior and calmly said, "Let's start watching the battle between Teacher Kakashi and no more killing." "Yes, I'm already angry if I don't chop anymore. I plan to fight with clear swords and clear guns." In the eyes of not chopping again, if only Kakashi was killed head on, then the remaining minions are not enough to be feared. End of this chapter. Chapter 9, Please ask me to repair the knife, Little Princess. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9, Please ask me to repair the knife, Little Princess. The overall strength of Kakashi is not as good as that of Kakashi, but on the battlefield, the outcome is often constantly changing, and a slight carelessness can lead to a downfall. So unless there is a huge difference in strength and there is a 90% chance of instantly killing the enemy, there is no guarantee of a complete victory. A small butterfly flapping its wings may cause a storm. The water escape without slaying. The water splinter is similar to the shadow splinter, but the water splinter's ability in water is improved. The biggest difference from the shadow splinter is that the water splinter cannot be too far away from the caster, and its ability is only 10% of its own, while the shadow splinter is very flexible to use. That's also why Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura can both deal with it if they don't take the water clone. If it's a shadow clone, then the three of them won't be able to deal with it. However, the water escape and water prison technique, which does not slay again, uses a water cage to trap the opponent, making them unable to move or seal, summoning a water clone to perform a powerful slash attack on the enemies inside the water prison. This ninjutsu is extremely powerful. In the original drama, Kakashi was trapped by this move, and then Naruto and Sasuke worked together to help Kakashi escape. Haruno Sakura felt that if she didn't do something, in case Kakashi was really trapped, there might be great danger. She couldn't cross over, and the key to winning in the end would still depend on the cooperation of Naruto and Sasuke. Nowadays, Haruno Sakura's personality has greatly changed. She is like a butterfly flapping its wings. Perhaps Naruto and Sasuke have also undergone subtle changes, so we cannot rely on them. We still need to let Kakashi not retain his strength, and it is best to kill him directly without killing him. Haruno Sakura kept planning in her heart, and then she said to Kakashi, who was about to fight no more slash, "Teacher Kakashi, please directly use the Sharingan to replicate no more slash's ninjutsu and defeat him." The first move is strong. Although Kakashi has strong overall strength, if he is accidentally sealed by the water escape and water prison technique that is not executed again, as in the original drama, it would be too bad. In battles, such mistakes cannot occur. Sasuke and Kakashi were both surprised. Although it's not a secret that Kakashi has a Sharingan, Sakura Haruno is just a ninja, and she loudly instructs Kakashi on how to fight. This scene undoubtedly has some humor. What makes Sasuke uncomfortable is Kakashi's Sharingan. His entire Uchiha clan has been killed, and there are not many ninjas in the world with Sharingan anymore. Kakashi is clearly not a member of the Uchiha clan. How did his eyes come about? This makes Sasuke very uncomfortable psychologically. At this time, Sasuke did not know the origin of Kakashi's eye. "If we don't cut it anymore, we'll start mocking. Your Excellency, Kakashi's teaching is great, all the students have come to guide the teacher." Kakashi was not careless. Along the way, Sakura Haruno has already shown her calmness and intelligence, and just now in the midst of the fog, she has performed even better than Naruto and Sasuke in the battle against the water clone that no longer cuts. This is enough to indicate that the Chunai cherry blossom here has a high talent. Yes, in order to respect opponents like you who won't be beheaded again, I really shouldn't be careless. Kakashi actually followed Haruno Sakura's advice and opened his eyes that he had been covering up. The Sharingan is not something that anyone can use. It requires a lot of chakras and can also have certain side effects. Kakashi generally does not want to use the Sharingan not because of arrogance, but because every time he uses it, his body will experience a period of weakness, which is very fatal for ninjas. However, Haruno Sakura's reminder also made Kakashi realize clearly that if he didn't defeat him at this moment, his group might all die here today. Weakness means weakness. Is this the legendary Sharingan? At the moment when Kakashi released his Sharingan, if he didn't slay it, he would immediately feel a demonic energy emanating from the opponent's bloodshot eyes, which was extremely ominous and uncomfortable to gaze at. The legendary copy ninja, let me test your strength today. If you don't chop it anymore, just hold the beheading knife and chop towards Kakashi. The momentum is quite frightening, and one mistake can lead to being cut in half by the waist. Kakashi knew that he had to make quick decisions, and the chakras consumed by the Sharingan were too large for him to use for long periods of time. At this moment, Kakashi is extremely serious, exerting his ability to write will-I insights and engaging in close combat with no more slashes. With the help of the Sharingan, if you don't chop it again, you won't be an opponent. With a plop, a bitter cheek that never cuts or cuts, blood flowing down your face. I am truly a Sharingan. Since I can perceive my melee skills, my ninjutsu duels will depend on who is stronger. I am very dissatisfied if I fail in close combat. He began to quickly seal, and he didn't want to drag on any longer. The next move was to use the water escape water slug technique to create a water hose from behind and charge forward, flying the enemy from a distance. This technique belongs to the water escape type attack B.level ninjutsu. The range of killing power is particularly huge, and it can be used to deal with all the enemies in front with one move. However, what was extremely unbelievable next was that Kakashi in front of him was standing on the water surface of the river, not only in the same posture as Kakashi, but also with the same seal. How could it be? Can he really replicate my ninjutsu? Is the ability to write will eyes so evil? Without further hesitation, even the copied Kakashi completed the seal 1 second first and exclaimed, "Water escape. Water slug bullet technique." I saw a huge water hose condensing directly in the river water, and water escape ninjutsu can expand its damage range several times as long as there is water. Naruto and Sasuke were both staring blankly. Because this is a duel between the upper ninjas, and for those who are still lower ninjas, their hearts are filled with longing. As a traveler, Haruno Sakura is also in a passionate mood at this moment. The moment when the water escape and water bomb technique condenses, almost all water elements within the entire range become active, and the air is filled with water molecules, making it feel very shocking to be in it. When I was a otaku, I could only watch on the screen. At this moment, as they crossed over, the water hose, which was several meters high, roared past and swept their opponents away without cutting them off. Along the way, a large forest was washed away, and the whole scene was quite shocking. The battle was over, and with this water cannon and continuous use of the Sharingan, Kakashi's stamina and chakra were consumed too much. He didn't rush to chase the enemy to be on the safe side, but retreated. But Haruno Sakura ran over because she knew it was a good time to pick up people's heads. Even the ghost brothers he encountered at the beginning can brush dungeons. If he doesn't cut them, he will still be at the level of a small boss. When he brushes his dungeons, the coins and materials he drops are not crooked. "I'll go fix the knife, Naruto Sasuke, take care of teacher Kakashi." Chunai Sakura is extremely fast, afraid that the white character in the original drama will appear in time and be saved from being killed again. In that case, there is a feeling of missing out on 100 million. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. The pink the hair, the harder the beating. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. The pink the hair, the harder the beating. The impact area of the water escape and water bomb technique is very large, and it is not easy to quickly find a person who has been washed away among them. Fortunately, the check.in Empress system suddenly gave a prompt. Successfully triggered a new antagonist character for brushing materials. That's right, if you don't cut it again, not only that, but also provide a map prompt. Nowadays, many games even have one-click navigation and one-click pathfinding, so it is normal for Haruno Sakura's system to slightly prompt where to stop cutting. With the help of the system, Haruno Sakura quickly came to the side of no longer chopping. It turns out that if you don't chop, you haven't completely lost your combat power. Chunai Sakura quickly kicked him in the face. "Is it you?" Without further execution, it was unexpected that after being defeated by Kakashi, a woman named Ninja would immediately come up to snatch his head. The more pink the hair is, the more fierce the fight is. There is no nonsense, just punching and kicking up. If you don't chop it again, you will truly lose your combat effectiveness completely. Congratulations on receiving 50 coins and losing a strand of hair. Congratulations on receiving 100 gold coins and dropping 3 hand swords. Congratulations on receiving 150 coins and dropping a B.level weapon. The beheading sword. Congratulations on receiving 100 coins and dropping a worm tooth. Congratulations. Listening to the continuous sound of materials and coins falling from the system, Haruno Sakura became even more excited when she hit someone. If it weren't for suddenly feeling a murderous aura emanating at this moment, Haruno Sakura felt that even if she had been brushing materials here all day, she wouldn't have been tired. For the sake of her life, Haruno Sakura quickly retreated, feeling unsafe. Perhaps the one who had lost her resistance and didn't cut back was too badly beaten by Haruno Sakura. She felt guilty and retreated several meters again, feeling much more at ease. I saw a masked ninja, who is a descendant of the White and Snow clan. He is a follower of the Peach Land who never slays again and has inherited the Ice Escape blood from his mother. A boy who is even more beautiful than a girl. He seemed to have never imagined that if he didn't chop off the adults, he would be beaten so badly by a girl who looked like a child, Haruno Sakura. But in order to successfully take him away without killing him, he had to endure it and self-proclaimed himself as a ninja from Muyan village, capturing him all the way without killing him, so if he didn't kill him again at this moment, he would have to take him away. Haruno Sakura is currently unable to defeat this White, and Kakashi is weak due to using the Sharingan and is not suitable for continuing the battle. Although Haruno Sakura hasn't brushed enough upgrade materials yet, at this time, it's natural for a seasoned person to be a hero. Okay, you can take it with you. Just as Bai was about to leave without cutting, who was already on the brink of death, Sakura Haruno suddenly said, "If possible, I hope you won't appear in the land of waves again. They can still survive this time. But if they continue to appear, they will be killed like in the original drama. If you do half the bad things, you can still turn around and make a comeback. But if one persists and goes all the way, they will only end up dead. After all, in this world, only justice can bring laughter to the end." Even the existence of Orochimaru, if it weren't for getting lost and successfully whitewashing it in the later stages, the outcome wouldn't have been much better. So at this point, if it's not too late to understand Haruno Sakura's warning without chopping and Bai. Otherwise, without mastering core technology like Orochimaru, they could only bury themselves at the bottom of the sea and feed the fish. Bai turned around and glanced at Haruno Sakura again, seeming to have a lot of helplessness, and finally left. A beautiful young man with a feminine appearance and long black hair. He is inherently kind, but if it is to avoid being killed again, he can transform into a ruthless tool for combat. It is believed that when people want to protect important things, they will become very strong. This is White. As a homestead girl, Haruno Sakura didn't have a good impression of not killing her anymore, but she still cried when she watched the scene where she died in vain in the original drama. Looking back on Bai's life, it was really too tragic. So it's really difficult to control a person's fate, especially when it comes to following the wrong person. Of course, when not fighting for the sake of White dignity in the end, he is also quite handsome and can be considered a man who values emotions and righteousness. Chunai Sakura has returned, with a full harvest, and the corners of her naturally happy mouth are raised. When I was brushing the Ghost Brothers, I only received a total of 150 coins, but when I didn't cut it anymore, I had already received nearly 2,000 coins, which was really satisfying. And he also received a beheading sword, which is one of the 7 ninja swords and has been rated as a B.level weapon by the system. For the current Haruno Sakura, it is already impressive. Xiaoying, you're back. Just now you suddenly rushed out, but you're so worried about me. Naruto, as a licking dog, naturally cares about Xiaoying. Kakashi and Sasuke also looked over. Dazna also slowly recovered from the terror of being assassinated just now. How's it going? We haven't encountered any danger, have we? Kakashi does seem a bit weak. Kakashi claims to be 5 or 5 open, and when fighting against anyone, he is usually 5 or 5 open. Sometimes he has a slight advantage, and sometimes he cannot win. It's okay. Haruno Sakura replied, if you don't chop again, you'll be taken away by a masked boy, even though the ninja claims to be from Mist Hidden Village to catch you. Haruno Sakura continued to express her opinion to Kakashi, but I feel even more that he is not fighting anymore. I am not a match, so there was no hasty conflict. Kakashi nodded and said, I had already guessed this outcome. At first, the ghost brother we encountered was the one who never killed again. Although he was defeated by me at this moment, there must be his subordinates hidden in the dark. It is understandable that he will be rescued. Haruno Sakura nodded and approached Kakashi, saying, "Teacher Kakashi, are you in good health?" Kakashi looked at Haruno Sakura, who was clearly a pink-haired girl who had just graduated from ninja school, but her eyes and actions far surpassed those of her peers. It really has to be doubted, but Kakashi couldn't find any evidence and could only say, "I'm fine, just take a break." This journey was originally just a C-level mission, but with the appearance of "no more slaying," it has directly risen to near A level, even related to the survival of the Kingdom of Wave. "For you, this test is too great." Kakashi reminded Naruto Sasuke and Haruno Sakura, "Be extremely careful on the road ahead." A few people all nodded. At this moment, Kakashi rested to recover his chakra and the side effects of excessive use of the Sharingan. He called out to the silent Dazna and said, "Mr. Dazna, we almost died this time because you deliberately concealed information." Dazna said bitterly, "I never expected that guy Kato would be so vicious and invite such a powerful ninja to assassinate me." Dazna expressed his innocence, and at the same time, he changed his attitude. When he arrived, he felt that these children had little ability to protect him. But after just the battle, especially Kakashi, this ninja is too powerful. So Dazna immediately changed his tone, even pleading with Kakashi and his disciples to continue protecting him to the Kingdom of Bo. Because the Kingdom of Bo cannot live without him, if he dies, the Kingdom of Bo will truly be finished. End of this chapter.